Do you know what? I'm going to pay somebody to find you. I'm gonna find a private detective, and I'm going to find you, mate. And you've got it now. You want it, mate? Believe me, you're going to fucking get it. I don't care what it costs. If it costs a fucking £100,000, I don't care. But I'm going to find you under my fucking heart. I will contact somebody today, a private detective, and I will find you. If it breaks me, and I even have to sell my condo.
What is great about Colin's life? At first glance, not much stands out as conventionally great. Colin is 70 years old, largely housebound, obese, struggling with a serious heart condition, and dealing with multiple health issues that prevent him from going outside or maintaining normal physical functions. Yet if we look closely, a few narrow positives do exist. Colin has achieved a level of geographic and financial independence that many men his age never experience. He lives in Thailand on his UK state pension, and he still owns his own condominium outright. That gives him a physical asset and a roof over his head in one of the most popular retirement destinations in the world. He also maintains a form of companionship. He supports a ladyboy friend who relies on him financially and in his own way that gives him someone to care for and a sense of being needed. 11 months ago, he took a real entrepreneurial risk by investing his inheritance into a ladyboy club. Even though it ended badly, it shows he still tried to build something. Most nights he streams live on YouTube to a small but dedicated niche audience. In a life restricted by immobility, those streams give him routine, purpose, and a way to connect with the outside world without leaving his home. And perhaps most importantly, Colin still exercises personal agency. He self-medicates with Prozac to cope with the emotional strain, and he is actively planning to sell his condominium to fund a private detective. He refuses to simply give up. He is still trying to solve his problems on his own terms. These are small consolations, but in the context of his limited world, they are what keep him going. Why does Colin have an aspirational life? Colin's life is aspirational only in a very specific and cautionary way. It represents a fantasy that thousands of older Western men secretly dream about. Escaping the cold, expensive, rule-bound West and starting over in a warm, cheap, hedonistic paradise like Thailand. At 58 years old, Colin actually did it. He left the UK, moved to Thailand, married a Thai woman he met in a Pattaya beer bar, lived in rural Surin, then returned to the bright lights of Pattaya. He chased younger partners, invested in the nightlife scene, owned a condo, and built a small online presence through streaming. To many men stuck in lonely or unfulfilling retirements back home, that initial leap looks like ultimate freedom. Sun, sex, cheap living, and zero judgment on unconventional desires. Even now, the remnants of that dream remain. He still lives in Pattaya, still has companionship, still streams, and still makes bold plans. Colin is the living embodiment of both the Pattaya dream and its frequent painful ending. For a certain audience, that raw, unfiltered version of the fantasy remains strangely compelling, even when the reality has clearly turned sour. Where will Colin be in 12 months from now? Realistically, the outlook is not bright. The combination of severe health problems, ongoing financial demands from his ladyboy friend, and the planned spending on a private detective creates a dangerous downward spiral. Most likely, Colin will sell his condominium. A large portion of that money will disappear quickly, either on the private investigator who may achieve very little, or on continued support for his friend. His health will almost certainly worsen. Obesity combined with a heart condition and immobility often leads to hospitalization, complications, or further loss of mobility. He will probably continue streaming on YouTube, but the content may become more frustrated and erratic as his situation deteriorates. In the best case, he finds some fragile stability and moves into a cheap rental room in Pattaya. In the more probable case, a serious health event forces him into expensive medical care. Without a strong support network, he could eventually be forced to return to the UK broke, and in much worse condition than when he left over a decade ago. 12 months from now, Colin will most likely still be in Thailand, but poorer, sicker, and more isolated than he is today. His story is a tragic one, because the very things that once made his life look aspirational are the same things that have led him into this difficult trap. Keep your chin up, Colin, and always look for the positives. At the end of the day, you still have the support of Mike Sheff and Coco Road. Not many people can say that.